In this video, I'm going to break down and explain an epic refusal scene, a scene in Nothing Gold Can Stay. Hi, you're watching FNewX, where a junkie on good storytelling shares their thoughts, knowledge, and occasional weird ideas on stories and how they're told. The 74-episode-long Nothing Gold Can Stay 那年花开月正圆 has just finished airing in China. I've made a first impression video of this drama about a month ago, and as it stands right now, it is still not fully subtitled anywhere, and it's not really on any official Chinese drama streaming sites, it's just on YouTube. And as the drama is long, I'm not sure when it will get fully subtitled, or if it's ever going to go on websites such as Drama Fever or Viki. Honestly, I haven't actually watched every episode of this drama, and I do think it starts to lag past the halfway point. And the plot did also get into the territory of Everybody Loves Me syndrome, which I made another video about. And in that video, I explained why I really don't like this type of setup of characters. But in this video, I specifically want to break down one scene that happened in episode 44. Now, I know it's not yet subtitled to that point on YouTube, so if you don't speak Chinese, you probably haven't watched that yet. If you want to avoid spoilers, you may not want to watch this video. But the reason why I really want to make a video to break down that specific scene is, first, even if they get this part subtitled very soon, I doubt they could actually explain it clearly in the few sentences at the bottom of your screen to explain what was going on between the characters. Second, being this is a super good example of what I've mentioned in my previous Why You Should Study Chinese Language video of how dense and culturally heavy Chinese language can be. To the point that if you are well versed in literature, in poetry, in ancient writings, you can literally talk to another person using full-long reference of classics and being very explicit actually about your point, but being very implicit in your language, while maintaining a very polite outward appearance, but be very clear about your point, which might actually upset the other person, say if you're actually speaking it directly. And in this scene, it plays out this beautifully. This scene happens in episode 44, and it is between two supporting characters, Zhao Baishi and Wu Yi. The girl Wu Yi comes from the Wu family. She's a maiden, and she's really interested in the man Zhao Baishi, who is a government official. But unfortunately, this drama does have the Everybody Loves Me syndrome, so this supporting male character is actually in love with our main female character played by Sun Li, Zhou Ying. So he, in the scene, is trying to very politely but very firmly refuse this girl's advance and express of interest in him. What happened before this scene is the lady cooked up a meal and served it to this man, and she is trying to using this as an excuse to basically ask if you are interested in me. So I'm gonna start explaining after she said, what do you think of my cooking? And he first complimented that and saying your cooking skill is marvelous and I'm really moved when I eat your food. But, so everything happens after but. And the first thing he describes is a dish that is stir-fried green vegetable.
这盘炒青菜.
Here, 青菜 means green vegetables. It really can be anything. It's not specific to a particular type of vegetable as long as it's leafy and green.
香料炒制得极好.
The ingredients, the spices you put in the stir-fry made it really great. But
不过青菜略显普通.
青菜略显普通. The green vegetable is a little bit too normal. 普通 means normal. 略显 is a little bit. It shows a little bit being too normal.
若是换成萝卜，只怕更为出色.
If you change it into 萝卜, 萝卜 is radish. Generally speaking, I would translate that into radish, but it could be turnip as well. He says, but if you use radish, it may be better. If you do not understand the cultural and the linguistic reference here, you will completely be lost about what he's talking about. But already he is saying, I'm not interested in you. So what does green vegetable, and radish has anything to do with I'm not interested in you. Now you need to know there's a very well-known, very often used daily idiom that is really the common language. It's not high literature. The line goes like this: 萝卜青菜各有所爱。萝卜 radish, 青菜 green vegetables. 各有所爱 means each individuals like whatever they like. So some people might like 青菜, some people might like 萝卜, some people like green vegetables, some people like radish. This is a ready-made idiom in Chinese language that basically means everybody has their own preferences. Here he's saying your green vegetable is very nice, but I prefer radish. So that is already suggesting, although you are very good in every way, but I prefer something else, which in this context is actually Zhou Ying, the main female lead character played by Sun Li. Then he continues to say other dishes, which keeps emphasizing his point.
这碗汤也的确很有特色，历经火候，却回归清淡本色。
And now he goes into talking about the soup that she made. And he's saying this soup is very special. It's been cooked for a long time, going through a lot of trials, but it comes back to this very simple, uncomplicated taste. Now, that is not the most important part of this, but then he continues to say,
我以为改成曾经沧海难为水更为贴切。
But I think if you change it into... Now here I think he's suggesting if you name this soup as
曾经沧海难为水
曾经沧海难为水
更为贴切
is even more suitable. 曾经沧海难为水 is a line coming from a very famous poem. This poem has a second line that is 除却巫山不是云. So what does this poem mean? This is a very beautifully written poem that is talking about a person's current relationship with what they've experienced before, and it often refers to love relationship. Now let me explain. The gist of those two lines are, if someone has once experienced the vastness of an ocean, then any other water, so being a lake or a brook or a river, that this person gets to see later cannot compare. They are no longer water to him. If this person has experienced the beauty of the clouds of the Wushan mountain, then any other clouds he sees afterwards are not really clouds anymore. They cannot compare. This poem itself includes a reference to the Wushan and the cloud. If you've watched my 10 Miles of Peach Blossoms video about how to be naughty and about sexual references, you probably remember the Yunyu and the Wushan's idea. So there was a legend that there was a goddess who lives in Wushan area, and Wushan Yunyu, the Wu Mountain's cloud and rain, is used to very poetically suggest sexual intercourse. So what he's saying is, I have already seen the vast ocean, which here probably refers to Zhou Ying. I've already experienced a great woman that is so great to me that any other women coming after her cannot compare to her. If you break down 曾经沧海难为水, it is 曾经 means once or before or have done something. 沧海 means the vastness, the vast ocean. And 难为水 here is a little bit difficult to explain, but basically 难 is difficult, 为 is become, water is 水. Now you put it together, the poem actually means, because I've seen the vast ocean, I no longer think any water can compare to it. You can see how devastated the lady is because she's very well educated as well, so she knows exactly what he means here. And as if it's not clear enough, he now refers to the fish dish. And he says,
我记得庄子的原文是
我记得庄子的原文是 庄子 is a very famous ancient figure in Chinese politics, literature, philosophy. He's mostly a philosopher, and he has written a lot of very famous philosophies. In one of his writings, there's a very famous line that he now refers to.
相濡以沫不如相忘于江湖
相濡以沫不如相忘于江湖 The story behind this is there are two fish stuck in a dried out pond, so there's no water in the pond anymore. And they're trying to keep each other alive by wetting each other with their saliva. So 相濡以沫 is using your saliva to wet each other. So it's a very, very terrible and sad situation. 不如相忘于江湖 is not as good as forgetting each other in the lake and in the river. So basically it is saying, instead of being stuck in this terrible situation and having to support each other in this life-threatening and difficult struggle, we might as well just never have met each other and forget about each other and live happily and comfortably in lake and river. At this point, the poor lady has completely understood what the man is saying to her, but the maid behind her, because she is illiterate, she has no idea about what's going on, and she's actually curious about why suddenly her lady is acting very, sad and shocked. And to tie up all his point, 赵白石 says something to conclude.
海阔天空，何必执着盘中空间？
海阔天空，何必执着盘中空间？海阔天空 is another Chinese idiom. It translates into the ocean is wide and the sky is open. So it's suggesting the world is open, big, and it has a lot of possibilities. You should think in that kind of open way. 何必执着盘中空间？执着 means being fixated on something. So why do you need to be fixated on 盘中空间, the space within the dish? So he's now obviously on the surface still talking about the food that she cooked in the dishes, but he is actually referring to you should be open because there are so many other good opportunities and good men out there, and I am not the only choice for you. This is a super well written scene that is super suitable for both characters because they're both well educated, so they can actually talk in that way. Now, it doesn't mean in contemporary settings people can't talk like that. If both people know each other, being very well versed in Chinese traditional literature and language, they can still talk like that, and everyone around them who are not as well learned will be completely lost. So this is a super cool example of how crazy conversations can get if you really want to in Chinese. To be talking about something that is really difficult to talk about because it is refusing another person's interest in you, but still not saying anything direct, not saying anything hurtful right at that person, but be very, very clear and almost in a way being very beautiful about your refusal. And I have to give credits to the writer of this episode. Whoever did that was incredible in doing that. So that's the end of this video. I really just want to make a specific video about this specific scene because it's such a good example. Hopefully this can spark more interest in you about the language itself and Chinese culture in general. Thank you for watching FNUX. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama watching.